Hi, today I want to show you how to create a email landing page on Bookfunnel with a book that you're planning on having come out in maybe 60 days, maybe 3 months. The book might be written, but it's not quite fully ready to publish. Maybe it's a book that you've only started writing and you want to get people excited. So the plan is to take maybe 1 or 2 chapters of this book and create something that will get people excited, signed up for your newsletter, maybe start creating an ARC team. ARC is advanced reader copy, so a team of people who will want to read your book. So this is the process of how to go from I have a book I want to publish and we're several months out, and how do we get there? So I have this book, War of the Chameleon, and it is written in all of its entirety. You can see I have 34 chapters written here. It's not edited. It's not even critiqued, but I think the first chapter is mostly good to go. So it's in Google Docs. If I come over to File and Download, I happen to have Microsoft Word. I'm a teacher. It's something I have. To me, this is the easiest way to get to PDF. I could also just go to PDF here. I like going through Word because I can, once I get it over to Word, I can, and I've already downloaded this to Word, I can go through and look at all of the edits Word has. Word and Google Docs have different editors. And so if I'm doing something, especially without any real extra help in the editing, I like having both programs looking it over. I obviously don't take all of the suggestions. Neither are perfect. Then I'll come over here. I also prefer formatting in Microsoft Word. I'm not going to go through all of the big formatting here because I'm putting this on Bookfunnel, and when you create a book in Bookfunnel, you can use a PDF. So I just threw it up in here, saved it as a PDF, and then I'll come over into Bookfunnel and I will add a new book. So in Bookfunnel, assuming this is a program you have, there are 3 levels. I have the middle level that allows a bit more. I don't have the top level. You have a lot more abilities there. And I came into books, ebook, and I am adding a new book. So the title of my book is Aura of the Chameleon. Maybe spelled that right. I don't label my books. I am going to add in here chapter 1 because eventually I'll add the entire Aura of the Chameleon in, I assume, but right now this is just chapter 1. So the book type is an excerpt or a sample. I don't know much about the difference. I don't have an Amazon ASIN. This is nowhere near ready to go up on Amazon. I don't have a book cover. I created a book cover, but I don't have anything really official. I do have a series and an author name. I'll get those put in. Let's see, Hidden Magic Series. I will put in a tagline and a book description. You don't have to watch me type all of these words. So just give me a second and I will put in a tagline and a description. Okay, I have a book tagline and book description in. I might go and change those later. I kind of freehanded those. I often will put a note to readers in when the book I have isn't the first in series. This is the first in series. In this case, I'll put in the note, this is the first chapter of a full book. It'll be the first of a trilogy. I do want you to note that whenever you get these boxes in Bookfunnel, I have a habit of going through these boxes really quickly, but they're full, rich text. So you can have a bulleted list, a numbered list. You can add a link. You could oftentimes you could add images. So I could add a link to another page if I wanted to send my reader somewhere else. I'm not certain in a book description why I would want to do that, but I could. There's a lot of flexibility within these boxes. So don't forget the power that Bookfunnel is allowing. Now, here it says purchase redirect URL. This has something to do with I have the middle grade paid Bookfunnel subscription. I could pay a little bit more and stay at this level, or I could get the higher level. And then what this allows is for me to connect to things like MailerLite or a third-party newsletter service so that I don't have to collect my emails when I collect those in a spreadsheet and move them myself. I have not paid for that. So when I get emails through my landing pages, they come right to Bookfunnel. I have to download them and move them myself. I don't mind doing that. But some people, it happens automatically. And the automations are kind of nice. It moves over to something like MailerLite, and then MailerLite will have a system where it'll automatically send an email, and then if the person doesn't respond within a few days, it'll send a secondary email, or if they do, there's a different email that will be sent. And there is just this whole automated system that happens, which is really slick. I don't have any of that because I just have the middle Bookfunnel system, which is fine. To each their own budget. Okay, so I have all of this, and if you notice, I'm at the end, so I can create my book. Yay! But at this point, I don't really have a book. I can add a cover and files. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to search through my files and get those, and I will show you what it looks like once those are done. So you'll notice that this cover, it's one that I created on Canva. Canva free. I haven't paid for Canva, but Canva is a pretty slick program, even if you just use the free. The symbol in the middle is one that I created on Paint using 4-pointed stars and circles and just basic color fill. Very, very simple. There's nothing very complicated in this cover. Once I go and buy something, once I want to publish, I'll get something much, much more slick. And then all I have here is the PDF. I could have uploaded this to something to create the EPUB. You can download that for free off of Amazon. It's this Kindle Create right here, and then I could have uploaded to Kindle Create. I also could have, and I didn't, done more on my Word document where I could have made the title prettier. I could have done a drop cap for the first paragraph, but there's only one chapter. So I kind of did this fast. I also could have added a copyright page. I could have added other books that I've written into this. I would have gone into one of my other books and copied all of those things over into here. And usually I do that, and I might do that later so that this is more. If I come down here to ebook sample, which I don't really want to do right now, I guess with only one chapter, it doesn't let you do a sample from a sample. Okay, that makes sense. So we will just we will be done. So now we have our book. We have a cover. We have files. So now I'm going to come over to, I have 2 landing pages I want to do. The first one that I want to do, and the reason I want to do two of these is the first one is, if you notice these different landing pages, the first one says email, the second one says universal book links. I don't want to do that. Universal book links has to do with where they can buy the book outside of, at Amazon or Barnes and Noble and places like that. Well, this is just a first chapter of a book that isn't published. I don't have that. The next is download pages from Bookfunnel. Then restricted pages, which you have to have that connection to like MailerLite or whatever, and then bundle pages. So I have a video on bundle pages, which you can go and look up. Very fun. Bundle pages look like this. It's one page with multiple books on one page. Isn't she pretty? But I want to look at email sign-up pages. So when somebody clicks on the book and downloads it, they have to sign up for your newsletter. But I also want to look at download pages. And the reason I like this is a download page without email collection. And the point of this is when you're dealing with people who are on your newsletter already and are those super readers who are always opening your email and always clicking all of the things you ask them to click and are answering questions and are just like those super fans, it's nice to be able to offer them something like the first chapter of your new book. And they've already signed up for your newsletter. So to be able to say, hey, I have this gift for you. And it's only for you guys. It's not for other people. This is for you. It's a nice little gift to send them. So I like to do both. The setup is pretty similar in both cases. You must select a book. Okay. I thought I had already, no, I can't select a book without a book. All right. So I'm going to get the War of Chameleon, chapter 1, PDF only, create a landing page. I'm going to copy this because I know I'm going to have to type it in at least one more time. I am not putting expiration dates or a download limit. Okay, now if we look at the landing page right now, this is what it looks like. It's okay. It's not bad. But let's look at the options. So if we open this up, first of all, there's some other options we can look at. So if we looked at one of the other options, you can see it's not too much different. I usually just stick with the current one. But here's where things get interesting. So solid white. What is solid, especially with my very white cover? Solid black. I usually go for black for YA. This will get bigger in the final. It's interesting. And then black and gray, which is usually the one I like. So I think I'm going to go with the black and gray. I think it pops nicely. And then I don't want the words to be white. I actually think they would look good in either a gray, which is not an option, or an orange. Orange is just not common. So I think orange pops because this is so gray and black and white, and so just something very, pumpkin-y. It's kind of fun. This download title, get my book is on the button. I like, what do I like better than that? Instead of get my book, download now, because it is free. Why not? And then I think everything else here is fine. And then we can start reading it. Everything is pretty. Okay. So we can say save and close. So that one is done. The one where they have to do an email. So the reader is required to join the list. This one is more powerful. This is the one. So let me get the little bits in. This is not where it's important. So give me a second. Okay. So once again, expiration date, claim limit. I'm not going to worry about those. Here are a few things. I am choosing they must sign up to get the book. Otherwise, why did I choose this one? I am not choosing the last name. Part of me really wants to, but c'est la vie. There are more pluses here. So the first one is the same as what I just did. So I'm going to just choose the same options. I'm going to go black and gray. I'm going to go orange. I think I'm going to keep it as get my book and keep the tagline because that's what I spent time writing. It's not from Amazon. It's what I just wrote. And so the rest of this, I am going to keep the way it is. However, for the thank you settings, these I am going to change. I am going to change, again, this to black and gray, this down to that orange, a little bit more urgency, get my book now. Instead of saying you have X days, sometimes numbers can be a little bit nerve-wracking for people. I'm going to change this to don't wait. This offer only lasts for 2 weeks. And then down, so let's see how this looks. Download your copy of Or of the Chameleon, Chapter 1. Don't wait. So this mostly looks fine, I believe. Yeah, I think this looks good. So we got the colors right. So I think this looks good. The advanced setting, this has to do with if people don't get it. The giveaway has expired. Giveaway has reached its limit. It is no longer available. Here is where you could add an image. You can add a link. You can bring people back to, say, your Facebook page, your Instagram page, your website, your link tree, ways that they could maybe get to your newsletter in another way. So you could add images and links to bring them back to you so you haven't completely lost them. Give them another opportunity to either get this book or another one of your books. For now, I'm going to leave this blank and I'm going to save and close. This kind of link, and so the link is just right here. I can copy to clipboard or I can copy in a new tab. And if we look at it, there we go. This is a link that I can just put anywhere. I can put this link in the back of a book. I can put it in a newsletter. I can use it to encourage people to join the ARC team for this. And then they can read the first chapter and go, oh yeah, that looks like something I really do want to read. There are a lot of ways I can utilize this first chapter and get people interested. One other thing I could do is at the very end of this first chapter, I could add a link to a Google form where they could sign up for the ARC team. And make sure if you do that, you add questions about other reviews that they've left. Because if they've left reviews for books that are in a different genre, you might not want them reviewing your book. Or if all of the reviews are 2 and 3 stars, and this is a new series, you may not want them reviewing your book. So there's a lot of things that you can do with this one chapter. You can link to a newsletter. You can link to a Google Doc where they sign up for the ARC at the end of the book. This is a really powerful thing that you can use to start building out your ARC team and your newsletter and excitement for you as an author for a new series. Okay, I hope all of this has helped you see potential. Like this video, subscribe, and share it with whomever you think this could help. Thank you.